How's it going, everyone? I'm going to be reviewing a Nintendo 64 wireless controller that I bought a long time ago, and I just remembered that I had. And as you can see, the green button's keyed out, so I'm going to give you something pretty to look at while I talk about this. So let me give you a little backstory on this before I start. So I bought this thing from Castlemania Games, and I've never even heard of this site before, but I saw it as an ad on Facebook, so I got sucked in immediately. I didn't know anything about a wireless Nintendo 64 controller, and I didn't even know I wanted one until I saw the site. So I bought it on pre-order there for $40, and after doing further research, I found out you can buy them on eBay, the Retro Fighters website, and even Amazon, so I probably didn't have to wait this long for it. But anyways, that's why I forgot about it, because it took 5 months for it to get to me, and I just got it, and I'm like, hey, yeah, I was going to review this. So this thing has 2.4 gigahertz wireless technology, and it's got a range of over 30 feet, which is pretty dope. And it even has 2 Z triggers, so if you want to get down to Super Smash, this might be the controller for you. So I'm going to unbox this thing and show you guys what's going on with this controller, and I'll probably do a latency test on it as well to see if it's worth it, and I'll give you my final thoughts at the end of the video. So let's get into it. Alright, so let's kick this thing off. I got some scissors here in case I'm going to need to cut something, but it looks like it should be pretty easy to open. If I can only open it without ripping it. I do that practically any package. And it's going to be a straightforward unboxing, so it seems. So let's see here. Oh, and it all just flopped out. And here's a manual. Cool beans, empty box. So this is it. That's pretty cut and dry. Got the controller here, which in my opinion feels really light. I'm assuming this must be rechargeable. I really didn't look into anything. That feels nice. That feels really nice. I like these triggers. It is comfortable to hold. I'm gonna have to wait until I test it. I'll probably do a latency video right after this just to see how it works, but let me get this up in the camera so you guys can see that. Got the analog stick that's in there pretty good. Overall, it feels really nice. It'd be cool to have some grips over on the sides here, but other than that, it's really nice. I'll probably go back and grab the smoke or maybe a green one. And these instructions look all pretty straightforward. So we have our wireless dongle here, and all we got to do is plug this into the Nintendo 64, press the start button on the controller for 3 seconds, and it should pair to this. It also has the memory card pack right on the back here if you have one like me. Just go ahead and pop it in. Look at that. So let's go ahead and head over to the N64 and we'll pair this, because that's pretty much all this is to this other than the charging cables. Actually, it looks like the controller already has a mild charge on it, so I think we'll be able to do this pretty quick. Alright, so now that we're at the console, I can kind of show you guys a different angle on the controller. Let me just make sure the camera focuses here, and here we go. So I'll just do a quick flip of the controller so all of you can get a better look at it as a whole, and then we'll take a look at everything else. So one thing I want to make a special mention to is that I love the way these Z triggers feel. I mean, just listen to that. Alright, but enough talking about the aesthetics of the controller. Let's get down to what's important. How well does it work? But first, to find out, we're going to have to pair it. So let's start by grabbing our wireless adapter with or without the memory card inserted and plug that into the port of your choice. For me, that's player 1. Next up, grab the game of your choice. Once you pop that in and turn the console on, it'll give power to the wireless adapter and we can pair the controller. So far so good. I was expecting to blow on the cartridge a million times, so I'm glad we didn't have to go that route. Did you know it says not to do that on the back? But anyways, let's grab the controller, hit the start button once, and then hold it for 3 seconds and it should pair to the adapter. Just make sure that the top of the adapter is flashing along with the controller, and when it becomes solid, that's when you know it's paired. So let's just jump straight into a practice match to get a first impression on this. This game was one of my favorites, and as a kid, my favorite character was always Fox. So I'm going to pay respects to past Jeremy and pick him. And you know what? Might as well pick his stage too. Okay, so let's start with the punching. I'm going to tap the A button and see what kind of delay we're working with, because it is a wireless controller. So unless I'm a fool, it looks like there is maybe a half a second delay when I tap pretty much any button, and this could be an issue if you're playing a more technical game like Super Smash. You can see here I'm either garbage at the game, or these smashes are kind of hard to land. But I think I'm done with training mode. I'm gonna try something a little more challenging. Like beating the hell out of some Yoshis on very hard mode. So I think the goal of this is to see if I have any issues trying to fight multiple people. Obviously, if you're playing any fighting game, you want your movements to be as precise as possible. And after what I just saw in the training mode, I'm fully expecting to run into some kind of issue keeping up with these guys. Again, it could just be me and I'm terrible at this. But I do think I'm having trouble landing these up smashes. I'm missing most of the time here.
He did me! Shit!
Okay, so I don't think using this is best for a game like this in my opinion, so let's try something a little more mellow. Like the Pokemon Red game I made, links in the description. So if you're playing something like this, I don't think you'll run into any issues. Games like these don't require you to be that precise, so in that sense, I think this controller would be good for you. And I say that as someone who's definitely going to be using this when I lay down at night. Or just to have around when there's pets or kids in the area so they don't trip on your wires and ultimately freeze your game. Has that ever happened to anyone else? Alright, I think you guys pretty much get how I'm feeling about this controller. So I think I'm going to wrap this video up and give my final review on it before Oak comes and rains on my parade. So I'll see you there. So what are my final thoughts on this? I really like it. For $40, you really just can't beat the price on that, and it does have some good features like the analog stick, for example. I think that is very smooth. I really like the way that feels, and I also like the way the triggers feel too. The controller itself is very comfortable in your hands, and listen to that. I like the way that sounds. Some negatives, I don't really like the C buttons. They just don't feel good to press, and they're kind of, I don't know, like flat and bulky. I don't know, it just doesn't give you that same feeling that the N64 controller would give you. So, what else? The controller itself, it's really light. I'm a little concerned that if I drop it, it'll break. But other than that, it feels really comfortable in your hand, so I can't complain about that. Lastly, it would be the latency issue. So I was trying to do some up airs during Super Smash, and I was trying to hit those Yoshis, and I couldn't get my hands on them, and to me, it felt like there was a latency, but what's an issue for me might not be an issue for others. So really, I guess it just comes down to you and how you feel and what you're going to be doing when you use this controller. Like if I was playing Pokemon or whatever, this would be a perfect controller just to lay in bed 30 feet away or whatever and just kind of hang out. But that's it for me. If you guys like this video, go ahead and leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you guys want to see me cover next. And feel free to join the Discord so you can stay up to date on all my Frankenstein projects that I'm working on. But until then, I'll see you guys later. Adios.